Hi, I'm Joy Brighton. As a former Wall Street trader, an investment professor, a Democrat, and an American concerned for my country and way of life, I'm here to break the silence and tell you about more greed and negligence on Wall Street and in Washington. While you and the government focus on the subprime mortgage collapse, there is another financial crisis brewing. The same disastrous formula. Wall Street and their lawyers focusing on profits and not enough on risk, and Washington paying little attention to what's going on. It's called Shariah Islamic Finance, the newest and fastest growing financial market in the world. And oh yes, Wall Street is on board big time. So you ask, what is Shariah finance? Though Wall Street is focused on the money side of Shariah finance, Sharia law is the reason this market exists. Sharia is Islamic law comprised of rules like Muslim women are the property of men, polygamy, forced child marriages, death to homosexuals, and the obligation to wage holy war or jihad against infidels. Oh, and there are rules for infidels, like you and me. Either we convert to Islam, pay a protection tax, or we are killed. So who practices such inhumane law? The governments of Saudi Arabia, Iran, Sudan, and radicals like the Taliban and Al-Qaeda. How did Sharia finance become accepted in the West? In the spirit of multiculturalism, political correctness, and greed gone way overboard, Wall Street has bought in to a multi-million-dollar advertising campaign coming from the Middle East. They're being told that, quote, Muslims have religious banking requirements, and if you create investments according to Sharia law, 1.2 billion Muslims loaded with oil money will beat a path to Wall Street. However, the majority of moderate Muslims worldwide do not want to have anything to do with Sharia law or Sharia finance. Every day, Muslim leaders are warning about the dangers of Sharia finance. There's the Muslim Canadian Congress, American Islamic Forum for Democracy, Muslims Against Sharia, and many other Muslim moderates in the West, but no one is listening. You see, Sharia banking was created by sheiks like al-Qadawi, a terrorist banned from entering the United States and Great Britain. Yet, as I speak, al-Qadawi leads international Islamic finance agencies. How does he describe Sharia finance? Quote, I like to call it jihad with money because God has ordered us to fight our enemies with our lives and our money. The danger of Sharia finance is not only that it is welcoming Islamic Sharia law into our society, but a percentage of this money must go to Islamic charities. The problem is, since September 11th, 27 Islamic charities have been identified by the U.S. government as funders of terrorism. Yes, America needs investment dollars, but are we willing to trade national security for it? There are ways to accept oil money into our economy and protect our democracy without opening ourselves up to Islamic Sharia law. New evidence shows that Al-Qaeda financed September 11th attacks with funds received from Sharia banking. Is anybody listening? Let me tell you what Wall Street is actually doing. First, they're marketing Sharia investments as the hot new product for all American pension funds, insurance companies, and corporations. Second, they are hiring religious sheiks to sit on advisory boards overseeing where and how to invest dollars to comply with Islamic law. This is giving Muslim sheiks a seat of power at corporate headquarters all over America. In essence, Wall Street is welcoming Islamic law into our society through our banking system. Now, what is Wall Street not doing? First, Wall Street is not disclosing the connection between Sharia law, the Taliban, Al-Qaeda, and Iran. Second, Wall Street is not telling customers the jihadi backgrounds of the Sharia experts they are hiring. And third, Wall Street is not being clear on if, how, or where profits are being sent. Many of you are customers of these financial institutions who are offering Sharia bonds, mutual funds, hedge funds, and insurance. They are branding Sharia law as legitimate and ethical. What is driving the Sharia banking craze? Money, and lots of it. The Middle East takes in over $1 trillion a year in oil profits. This translates to billions of dollars lining the pockets of investment banks, law firms, insurance companies, and consultants. Today, lawyers and consulting firms are the key drivers in the Sharia banking craze. In fact, Harvard Law School just hosted its 8th annual Islamic Banking Conference, where these firms learn that this market is very ethical and culturally important. My colleagues were there. No one explained what Sharia law is, it's linked to terror and human rights abuses. Harvard Law is even teaching the U.S. Treasury about the opportunities of Islamic banking. I've had hedge fund managers, advisors to sovereign wealth funds, and bank CEOs say to me, if I don't do this deal, someone else will. Make it illegal, and I'll stop doing it. Maybe this all sounds crazy. Well, no more crazy than September 11th would have sounded on September 10th. No more crazy than our government needing to bail out our economy to the tune of $700 billion, and the disasters at Bear Stearns, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and Lehman Brothers. You must be wondering, isn't someone telling the government about this? Yes, we have. Over the past year, my colleagues and I have sat down with top officials at the Security and Exchange Commission, U.S. Treasury, Attorney General's Office, aides to President Bush, and CEOs of banks. We have provided them with detailed documentation. The response from the Treasury Department? I don't know what Sharia law is, but it can't possibly be what you say it is. Another senior Treasury official said, we are not responsible for disclosure or transparency. The SEC said, Wall Street is disclosing. They are saying that these religious investments can't invest in alcohol or pork. So let me ask you, how would you react if your pension fund proudly invested in an ethical, no alcohol mutual fund, and then you discover that there's a relationship between your investment and terrorists killing U.S. soldiers and civilians? In my opinion, that's securities and consumer fraud. We are selling our soul and our security for money. We have no time to waste. We, the people, must rise up to stop this. So what do? First, join 50,000 ACT for America members and receive our action alerts. We will be presenting research and organizing hearings to educate Congress about Sharia finance. Help us to force them with a loud voice from the grassroots to take immediate action. Second, support us financially so that we can continue doing our important work. We need to hire a lobbyist on Capitol Hill, produce and distribute these types of informative videos to members of Congress, and do a massive media campaign to stop this madness. Stand up, be counted, become involved in protecting America, made of the people, for the people, by the people. Act for America today.